Hello, good evening. Our topic for today is all about music of the Romantic period. Bali class, ito yung continuation ng diniscuss ni Sir Edsel last week. Romantic period, 1820 to 1910, is described as a cultural movement that stressed emotion, imagination, individualism, and freedom of expression. So kayo class, 'di ba kapag nakikinig tayo ng music, ang lagi pumapasok sa isip natin is kung ano yung mood na nararamdaman natin, yun yung music na pinapakinggan natin kasi because of freedom of expression. Tsaka kapag kumakanta tayo, kung ano yung kinakanta natin, nagre-reflect ng buong pagkatao natin. So, ganun din sa romantic period. Ito yung features. First bullet is nationalism. So, yung nationalism, yung pagiging makabansa. Emotions, variety of musical style, freedom of expression. Music was used to tell stories and express ideas. So, 'di ba yung mga composer class, nag-express sila ng ideas nila based sa mga naranasan nila. Kaya, kung gaano kahugot yung kinompose nila, yun yung nag-reflect dun sa mga naranasan nila or naranasan ng kakilalang tao nila. Next bullet is use of folk songs and country music. Use of more instruments. Last is themes on nature, literature, history, and feelings. So, punta na tayo sa violin and strings music. Ito ang ating unang person, Niccolo Paganini. He was born on October 27, 1782 in Italy. So, yung Italy class, part siya ng Europe. At age 5, he plays mandolin. So, yung mandolin, yun yung maliit na gitara class. At age 7, he transferred his training in violin. So, lumipat siya ng violin kasi yun na yung nagustuhan niya at age 7. Became the famous violin virtuoso in the world. So, ito yung mga famous works ni Niccolo Paganini. Una ay ang La Campanella. Next is 24 Caprices for Solo Violin OP.6. Next, Concerto number 1 in EB OP.6. Next is 15 Quartets for Guitar and Strings Trio. And last one is the Carnival of Venice. So, isa sa mga yan, magpi-play tayo ng isa sa mga famous works ni Niccolo Paganini. So, punta tayo sa... So, ang ipi-play natin ay ang La Campanella. Mahirap siya, class. Mabilis. So, ito yung isa sa mga famous work ni Niccolo Paganini. Okay, that's enough. Okay, next naman tayo, si Frederick Chopin. Si Frederick Chopin naman, it was born on March 1, 1810 in Poland. So, yung Poland class, part din siya ng Europe. Actually, central siya ng Europe. He was known as the poet of the piano and was considered renowned pianist and composer. So, siya si Frederick Chopin. At age 4, he began to play piano. At age 7, he composed Polonaise. Next is studied piano at Warsaw Conservatory under Wilhelm Werfel, and his music influenced by Polish folk music. So, ang tawag sa mga taga-Poland ay Polish. Traveled to Europe, giving concerts in Vienna, Munich, Paris, and London. He wrote exclusively for piano. So, pakinggan din natin yung music ni Frederick Chopin. Papakinggan natin yung Polonaise. So, ayan. Mahirap din siya, class. Okay. So, yun yung famous work ni Frederick Chopin. So, he is a well-known composition. His well-known compositions, Fantaisi in F minor, OP.49, Revolutionary Etude, OP.10, number 1-2, and 24 Preludes, OP.28. So, yun pa yung mga ibang famous works niya. Famous works ni Frederick Chopin. In 1831, he arrived in Paris to further his career. During this time, he met and married the famous French writer George Sand and became an inspiration in Chopin's life. So, yun class, no, nagkakaroon tayo ng inspirasyon kapag pag magawa tayo ng mga kanta. Much better kung may inspiration tayo para mas meaningful yung makikreate natin na music. The latter part of his life, he was diagnosed with pulmonary tuberculosis. Chopin died on October 17, 1849 in Paris. His compositions express his love for Poland. So, nandun din yung pagka-nationalism ni Frederick Chopin. Tapos, before kasi class, yung pulmonary tuberculosis during his time is wala pang certain na antibiotics na gamot. Bali, yung antibiotics na iniinom niya, yung mga gamot na iniinom niya is para ma-neutralize lang yung sakit niya, hindi talaga para gumaling. Pero ngayon class, nagagamot na siya. In 6 months, pwede ka nang gumaling. Meron ng mga certain antibiotics na panlaban sa tuberculosis. Piano works. So, ito yung ballad. A verse from usually consisting of 3 stanzas of 8 or 10 lines. Next is etude. a piece composed for the development of a specific point of technique. Next is mazurka, a polished dance. Nocturne, an instrumental composition of a pensive, dreamy mood. Next is polonaise, a stately march-like polished dance promenade. Next, prelude, an introductory performance, event, or action. Waltz, a piece of music for this dance. And lastly is sonata, composition for one or solo instrument. Next is Franz Liszt. He was born in Hungary. So yung Hungary class, part din siya ng Europe. Known as the virtuoso pianist and composer and the busiest musicians during the Romantic period. At age 6, understands sight reading through the effort of his father, dedicated himself doing piano music, and people consider him as a generous composer by sharing both time and money to the orphans, victims of disasters, and taught music to many students for free. So si Franz Liszt yung pinakamabait at pinakamatulungin na composer nung panahon ng Romantic period. Tapos nagtuturo siya ng music kahit libre lang sa mga bata. Gusto niya i-share yung music ng libre. So, ito yung mga famous composition ni Franz Liszt. Ito yung Grand Etudes after Paganini, 12 Transcendental Etudes, Sonata in B minor, Years of Pilgrimage, 3 volume. Next is Operatic Fantaisie, arrangement of the Beethoven symphonies, and lastly is Hungarian Rhapsodies. So magpi-play tayo ulit ng famous composition ni Franz Liszt. So ang ipi-play natin ay ang Sonata in B minor. So ito na siya. Okay na yun, class. So, ito pa yung mga famous compositions niya. Ito yung Aveg Variations, Opus 1. David's Bundler Stands, Opus 6, Dances of the Band of David. Carnival, Opus 9, a portrait of a masked ball attended by his allies and his beloved Clara. Fantasiestock, Opus 12, a series of mood pieces. Chrysleriana, Opus 16, a fantasy of the mad Kapellmeister. Kinderszenen, Opus 15, a poetic series of evocations of a child's world. So, yun pa yung mga famous compositions niya. Masyado siyang marami kung ipi-play natin lahat. So, eto pa ang isang musician on the Romantic period. Siya si Robert Schumann. He was born in 1810 at Zwickau. Famous composer that worked intensively between music and words. Was a composer and considered himself as the heir to the original creative tradition of Beethoven and Schubert. In 1834, he founded Music Journal where he edited and wrote numerous works of his publication. He wrote over 100 songs. Ito yung mga Frauenliebe and Leben, Dichterliebe, orchestral music, piano concerto in A minor of Opus 54, Finale Opus 52. So, magpi-play tayo ng isang niyang composition. Pipiliin ko dito yung piano concerto in A minor. So, I think ito na.
I-inaugurate natin ang kauna.
Mellow yung arrangement ng music class. Okay, that's enough. So, yun lamang for today class. Magbibigay ako sa inyo ng activity after nyo mapanood tong pre-recorded video. So, yun lang po. Keep safe and God bless.